Emily. Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today it is officially fall. Not actually, but here in Minnesota the weather has been just giving fall vibes. It's literally 60 degrees out this whole week and I'm absolutely loving it. Yes, I miss summer and I feel like we just jumped right into fall really fast. But fall is my favorite season. You got apple pies and apple orchards and pumpkin patches, and of course spooky season is like my favorite season of the year, so I absolutely love fall. I'm super excited because today we are going to set up my fall TBR, which I think is perfect because fall is just cozy and warm and I just love the vibes of it. So I have a list of books for my fall TBR. We have a mix of genres and they all kind of go with the fall vibes, hopefully. So I'm going to talk about each of the books and why I picked them and why I think they are fitting for fall, and hopefully they'll get me motivated this season to read more and get out of the slump I'm in. So let's go ahead and get started. If you want, this might be a longer video. Grab a blanket, grab maybe a hot drink, and let's talk about the books on my fall TBR. This fall TBR has 15 books on it. The first 11 books are books that I own that I pulled off my shelves, because that is my top priority as a reader, is to read the books on my shelves before going out and buying a brand new book. But the last couple books on this list are books I do not currently own. Now those are either new releases or books I just have not purchased yet. So we're going to talk a little bit more once we get there, because the new releases are two of my favorite authors and I really would love to read their books as soon as I can, and we're going to talk more about that. But we're going to start from the top and work our way through this list. Alright, the first book on my fall TBR is A Magic Steeped in Poison by Judy I. Lin. Now this book I purchased at a Barnes & Noble that was closing, so it was on sale. I forget how much I spent on it, but it was after I watched K-Pop Demon Hunters and I was looking for a bunch of book recs that kind of go with that vibe of that movie, because I love that movie. And this was not on any of the lists, but I saw it at Barnes & Noble, and since they were having a sale and it gave me just K-Pop Demon Hunter vibes with the cover, I decided to pick this up. Now, this is a young adult fantasy type book, which you're gonna see a lot of fantasy in this list just because I feel like fall is a very cozy fantasy type vibe. This has magic, which of course goes with our fall season, and it just intrigued me with this like backstabbing competitors, the bloody court politics, and a mysterious and handsome boy with a shocking secret. Ning might actually be the one in more danger. So it is a series, so it'd be fun to start the series and see what it's all about, but I definitely think the cover gives fall vibes and it's very like atmospheric fall vibes. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but that's the first book on my TBR. The next book I also got at that Barnes & Noble closing sale, and that is Just My Type by Fallon Ballard. Now, I have not read a book by Fallon Ballard, so this would be my first one, but I've heard good things about her romance books, and I wanted to add something that was kind of a light, sweet romance to this TBR, so I don't read a lot of dark fantasy, heavy fantasy, mystery type stuff. So I wanted to add kind of like a fluffy little romance type deal on the TBR for fall. This is about Lena Parker, who is an expert girlfriend after a disastrous breakup with her high school boyfriend. She's bounced from long-term relationship to long-term relationship and even works as the dating and relationship columnist for one of Los Angeles' trendiest websites. But when Lana suddenly finds herself single, she's ready to take a break, both personally and professionally. That is until her high school ex, Seth Carson, takes an assignment at Lena's site. Having spent years traveling the world as a freelance journalist, Seth finally ready to put down roots. Seth and Lena's chemistry is just as competitive and undeniable as ever, and quickly leads to a competition that could shape both of their careers. Pitted against each other by Lena's boss, they are each tasked with writing an article series that goes against their usual dating type. Lena needs to write about being single and staying single, while Seth must learn to settle down and become boyfriend material. Whoever's series is most popular wins a highly coveted dream job. But when the two square off, it's not only their careers on the line, it's also their hearts. So I love we have like a little competition going between like former lovers. And I don't know, the columnist, like writer type vibe kind of gives cozy vibes as well. So that is book number 2 on the Fall TBR. Book number 3 is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. Now this is a YA cozy mystery or dark academia mystery type book. I've heard a lot of hype about this long ago, maybe like 2020s, 2021. It's kind of a book talk OG book, I would say. But I feel like this would be perfect for a cozy fall night, especially like a mystery type book. I actually thrifted this copy and it came from a library, so it has like library stuff on it, which is kind of funny, but it's in great condition, which is nice. And I also know that this is a TV show as well, which I don't know if people really like it. So I'm gonna put it on my list. It's a nice mystery book for sure. And a little bit, it says this is the story of an investigation turned obsession. So I don't know if I'm the last person to read this, but it's going on the TBR, so I have some priority to read it this season. Book number 4 is Red Rising by Pierce Brown. Now I was a little skeptical putting a sci-fi book on my TBR, but I recently heard somebody talk about this book and how they loved it, and they were explaining it, the like synopsis of it, and they were like, you have to read it. It's like one of my favorite books. So I'm super excited. I heard it's very bingeable, but again, sci-fi is not my like strong suit. I don't read a lot of it, so who knows, but it might be perfect for a nice fall cozy night or just cozy day in general to read. But from what I understand, there's different classes and they live on Mars. So, you know, what if I just read the back? Earth is dying. Darrow is a red, a miner in the interior of Mars. His mission is to extract enough precious elements to one day tame the surface of the planet and allow humans to live on it. The reds are humanity's last hope. So from what I understand, like, Darrow is a red, but he goes undercover to go to different tiers because there's different classes. Something along those lines, but it seems really interesting, and it's kind of dystopian, high stakes, all that. So it seems pretty fall aesthetic, and the red gives fall vibes on the covers. So that's book number 4, I believe. Book number 5 is a very highly anticipated book, hopefully for me, and that is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. Now, if you don't know, this is like a very atmospheric fantasy book with dragons, and that just screams fall to me. And this is a very thick book, and I have not read it, but I did find this copy at Goodwill, which is kind of crazy to me because who would donate this? I've heard nothing but good things about this book and series. So from what I know and how I picked this book for Fall TBR, it's fantasy. Fantasy just automatically screams fall to me. Atmospheric, magical with the dragon aspect. Yeah, I know a lot of people love this book, so I am adding it to the TBR, and I'm excited if I do get to it. Hopefully I do. By putting it on this TBR, it's top priority this season, so hopefully I read it. Now, book number 6 is another book that's been very popular in the last couple, I want to say maybe year and a half. That's The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. Now, I think I had this book or the other book by her, Firefly Lane, on my summer TBR, and unfortunately I did not read it. So I am really hoping to get to this because I've heard just such good things about this book and Kristen Hanna as an author. So I'm hoping I get to this. But again, who knows? This is a like historical fiction, emotional. I know a lot of people cry, which I don't know, I guess a gloomy fall day might be perfect for this book, just to get really into the mood of crying. But I've heard nothing but good things about this book. I know it's like one of Kristen Hanna's like highly rated books, so I put it on the TBR for a day I would love to cry. Hopefully. Maybe not. I mean, I don't know what I'm saying, but here's the next book on the TBR. Moving right along to book number 7 on the TBR is The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. Now, I've seen Grady Hendrix a lot for fall TBRs. I know they are a horror writer. I want to say it's horror. I've seen, what is the one? Like How to Sell Haunted Houses, Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. It's just, this author's very prevalent in the horror community, and I feel like I have to have some spooky, scary books on the TBR because it's fall and spooky season, of course. This is perfect for October, for the Halloween vibes, of course. The back does say, in horror movies, the final girls are the ones left standing when the credits roll. They made it through the worst night of their lives, but what happens after? So, I'm not a big horror type reader, but I would love to be one. So I definitely am gonna save this for the month of October to read, for something a little spooky and scary and something that's gonna make me like not want to go to sleep. Maybe, who knows, but that's book number 7. Book number 8 is What the Hex by Jessica Clare. This is a little spooky witchy romance, which again might be perfect during the month of October during Halloween season, and that spooky vibe. And it's an enemies to lovers has never been more enchanting than in this witchy romantic comedy. So we got a couple tropes thrown right there on the back: enemies to lovers, witchy romantic comedy or rom-com. I actually got this book through a book swap, so this is somebody else's copy that I swapped with, so I'm super excited to read. And again, witchy, that's perfect for October. So I also love this cover because of this little guy on her shoulder. Like, who is this? Why is there a squirrel? What's going on? I don't know, but do I have to say anything more about why this fits for fall? Hopefully not. But that is book number 8. I believe. I think. Book number 9 is something that I currently have on my monthly TBR, which is A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. Now, this is book number 2 in the ACOTAR series, if you do not know, but you probably do, because this series is like what got everyone back into reading, apparently. And this is a moody fantasy romance or romantasy, and it's perfect for fall because of that romantasy aspect. So it is currently on my monthly TBR. Hopefully I read it sometime this month. I've heard that this is what gets everyone hooked into the series. So who knows? And I'm super excited. I know a lot of people are excited for me to read this. So hopefully, since it's on 2 TBRs now, September and this one, I will read it. It will motivate me to read it. Okay, so I'm not gonna let you guys down. I will read this. Just tell my slump to go away. Book number 10 is Throne of Secrets by Carrie Maniscalco. Now, this has been on my TBR a couple times throughout this year, I feel like, or just like always up in the running of me to wanting to read it, but I just don't. And this is book number 2 of the, what is it called? I have no idea, but the first book is Throne of the Fallen, which I loved. Like, her adult romantasy books are so good. Like, Carrie Maniscalco is the author who got me back into reading, like, with Kingdom of the Wicked. So I absolutely love her. And this book, I feel like more November vibes because of the cover is giving me kind of wintry. So we're like at the end of fall, but like going into winter. So this book also is like a mystery, magical, fantasy type book. And I think it'd be perfect for like a atmospheric type vibe if I'm looking for that in the fall. This is what the back says. It says, "The prince was indeed furious. He loomed over me, eyes flashing. Axton was formidable when he chose to be dark, dangerous, his gaze penetrating deep enough to pierce your soul. His expression was colder than steel and just as hard. For a second I forgot how to breathe. That blade-like gaze suddenly swept over me, darkening further before he flicked it back up, pinning me with it once again." If you don't know about this series, it's having to do with the 7 deadly sins. So each sin has a prince, and I forget whose book is this about. Gluttony, Prince of Gluttony. So each book, well, there's only 2, but the 3rd one I heard is coming up pretty soon, or she's in the works of it. Each book is about a different prince of the 7 deadly sins. They're all demons. The first one starts with Kingdom of the Wicked, but that is a YA series, but you should read that before you read these adult books, just so you get a little bit of an idea of the world that this occurs in. So I absolutely loved this world, and Carrie Maniscalco is a great writer and author. But yeah, I'm super excited. And hopefully, again, this might be towards the end of the fall season, just because it's giving kind of winter vibes, but who knows. Book number 11. Now, I feel like fall is very cozy fantasy books, and a lot of fantasy books are really, really thick. As you've seen, I put a lot of thick books on here, which makes me a little nervous that I won't get to them, but I will try my best. And it's okay if I don't. But the next book, book 11, is A Day, a Fall, a Night by Samantha Shannon. Now, this is a big book, okay? I got this at the bargain section of Books A Million. And this is a thick book. And it's a series. I'm pretty sure they have, like, prequels of this book. The author does. And I don't... like, holding this actually hurts. It's so heavy. I put this on here because, again, it's very, what's the word? Fall fantasy, obviously. I think it'd be very ideal for in November. I don't know. Actually, you know, it might take me the whole season to read this book. How many pages is this? Oh my gosh, 800. If I actually read this book this season, I deserve something. I don't know what, but I deserve like a prize to reading this book. From what I know, this is the prequel to the Priori? Is that the word? I'm a reader. Of the Orange Tree. So this is the prequel, but I also know the author's making like a prequel, like a book that goes after this book but before the other. It's kind of confusing. I don't know. It's a really thick book. I would love to read it. And I think the fall fantasy thing is perfect for this. So I'm really challenging myself by putting this on my fall TBR. So if I read this, please. Like, I think I deserve a reward. So it's going on the TBR. Either way, here we go. Yep, a day, a fall, and night. There we go. The next few books are books that I do not own, so they're books I would love to read and maybe could borrow at the library, or of course purchase the book if I would really want to. The next one is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by Victoria E. Schwab. Now, this book is on my 2025 TBR, like a book I would love to read this year. And she did come out with a new book, Bury the Bones in the Midnight Soil. Is that the book? Yeah, and that sounds really good, and I would love to add that to this TBR, but I feel like I should start at the core with The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. It's very enchanting, atmospheric, fantasy? Is it fantasy? I mean, kinda. It has fantasy aspects to it, and I feel like it just is a good fall read for this season. So that is book number 12 on the TBR. Book number 13 is Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. This is also another book on my 25 for 2025. Oh, That's hard to say. I read Phantasma and I absolutely loved it. And I know Enchantra came out earlier this year, but I wanted to wait until like October to read it because of the fantasy, paranormal-y type magic vibes with it. And I think it's really cozy, and I loved Phantasma. It definitely gave me a lot of like Throne of the Fallen vibes with it. So that's book number 13, Enchantra. I don't own it. I would love to read it and continue that little series that Kaylee Smith started with Phantasma. And I believe it's the main character's sister's story, if I'm not mistaken. So again, that is super fun and magical, and I'm super excited. And I love the cover. Oh, let's talk. The cover is so pretty. Also, I love the purple. Purple's my favorite color. I don't know if I've said that already, but I love the cover. It's gorgeous. So that's book number 13. Alright, the last two books are really exciting because I get to talk about them. They're both new releases coming out literally, well, one's already out, like it literally came out this last week, and the other one is coming out in the end of September. The first one is Fearful by Lauren Roberts. Okay, if you don't know me by now, I love the Powerless trilogy. I love it. And I am so excited to read this little novella that she just released. It is, I literally put this on the TBR because like I have to read it, okay? It's a novella that is supposed to be in tandem of the last book in the Powerless series, Fearless. It's called Fearful. And the fun thing about this is I actually get to see her today. I get to see Lauren Roberts today when I'm recording this. She is going to be here in Minnesota for a author discussion, and I actually get to receive a signed copy, and I'm so excited to see her because I've actually never been to an author event before. So seeing one of my favorite authors is like mind-blowing to me. I'm so excited. So I am so excited to read it. I can't stop saying I'm so excited because I am. So it's highly anticipated. I'm super excited to read Fearful and kind of just get like a different perspective of what was going on while we were reading Fearless and seeing some new point of views in this little novella. So I'm so excited. So and the last and final book on my fall TBR, book number 15, is Soul Searching by Lila Sage. Now, I also have really exciting news about this one. I also get to see Lila Sage later this fall season. I actually get to see her in October for an author event, and we get to receive copies of Soul Searching as well. And she's doing, like an author discussion talking about her book and all that. So I get to see two really great authors and authors. I love their books, so like favorite authors is awesome. So I'm super excited. That book comes out at the end of September, and it's like a romance, cowboy western-y, but with like a paranormal twist, which is super intriguing, and the cover is gorgeous. Lila Sage's covers are so cute, and I love them. So I get to see her next month, which is so exciting. And I'm like, I can't believe I'm going to go see these authors. Like they're coming here to Minnesota. Authors I read, which is crazy. I feel like they never do. So excited to read Soul Searching. Definitely giving the fall vibes with that paranormal romance type deal. So that's the last book on my fall TBR. That is all 15 books that I would love to read this fall season. Am I gonna read all 15? Probably not, but since they are on this TBR, they are top priority this season. So when I'm setting my monthly TBRs, I really should lean towards those books that are right in front of me on this stack, instead of books that are on my shelves. But who knows? Hopefully I read majority of them. A lot of them are books I really want to get to and are anticipated highly rated books, hopefully. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and also make sure you subscribe. I post videos once a week, whether it's a bookish content like this, lifestyle vlogs, kind of whatever I'm in the mood for. So if you like what you are seeing, you should go ahead and subscribe. That's about it. Thanks for watching. Bye!